The Indian Army is the second largest in the world, known for its strength, combat skill, and weaponry. It stands toe-to-toe with the best armies globally. However, during the India-China conflict in 2020-21, the Indian Army discovered a significant weakness in its defense capabilities. In the face of which China, India realized that it lacked an essential weapon in its armored forces. While China quickly deployed Type 15 light tanks in the region, India had to rely on its older fleet of T-72 tanks, with only 190 of them available. India had no light tanks of its own. This gap in India's armored forces became a noticeable weakness during the standoff in Ladakh. To address this, the Defense Research and Development Organization, DRDO, has been working on a solution, and it has developed a modern light tank called the Joravar. The Joravar LT, light tank, is a joint project between DRDO and the Indian multinational company Larsen & Toubro, L&T. This tank is named after General Zorawar Singh, a legendary Dogra commander from the 18th century who conquered Tibet and extended Jammu and Kashmir's borders into Ladakh. Designed specifically for deployment in the high-altitude, mountainous terrains along India's northeastern borders, the Joravar tank is a lightweight option for such harsh conditions. It is significantly lighter than India's existing main battle tanks like the Arjun, T-72 Ajay, and T-90 Bhishma. Weighing just 25 tons, the Joravar is much lighter than its counterparts but does not compromise on firepower. It has been designed with improvements in mobility, agility, and survivability, crucial for modern warfare. The tank is built to perform well in the challenging terrain while being more maneuverable and adaptable to high-altitude conditions. The production of this tank began in March 2022 with a budget of 16,000 crore rupees. DRDO completed its design and development in a record time of just 19 months, marking a major achievement for the organization. Currently, the Joravar tank is undergoing trial runs by DRDO. After these trials, the tank is expected to be handed over to the Army by April 2024. If the trials are successful, the Indian Army will acquire between 350 and 700 of these tanks, which will be deployed in the northeastern border regions. The Joravar tank has been designed with advanced features. Its primary weapon is a 105mm caliber rifle tank gun, which gives it an advantage in range and accuracy compared to the smoothbore guns typically found on other tanks. This rifled gun allows for more precise targeting and longer-range shots. The Joravar tank also includes an autoloader mechanism, which automatically loads tank rounds into the gun. This system works similarly to a magazine in regular firearms. Thanks to the autoloader, the crew required to operate the Joravar tank is smaller, just 3 people, a driver, a commander, and a gunner. The tank can carry a total of 38 tank rounds, with 12 to 16 rounds stored in the autoloader of the turret. Using the 105mm gun, the Joravar tank can destroy enemy tanks, armored vehicles, military posts, unmanned aerial vehicles, UAVs, attack helicopters, and reinforced bunkers. In addition to conventional tank rounds, the Joravar tank is capable of launching anti-tank guided missiles, ATGMs. It will use an upgraded version of the Samho missile, originally developed for the Arjun tank. The Samho missile is designed for top attack, which targets the vulnerable upper parts of enemy tanks, making it highly effective. This missile is developed by DRDO's ARDE lab, ensuring it is homegrown and advanced. In addition to the 105mm gun, the Joravar tank will also feature a remote-controlled gun turret, similar to the one on the Arjun tank. This turret can be equipped with either a 12.7mm NSV heavy machine gun or a 7.62mm light machine gun. These guns can be used not only for direct combat but also for reconnaissance missions, gathering vital information from the battlefield. For such missions, the Joravar tank will be equipped with small, integrated UAVs, unmanned aerial vehicles, and advanced electro-optical sensors. To protect the tank from enemy attacks, the Joravar will feature a strong ammo shield, smoke grenades, and an active protection system, APS, a modern defense technology designed to intercept and neutralize incoming threats. Powering the Joravar tank is a 750 horsepower Cummins Ace turbocharged diesel engine. This engine is built for high power density, making it suitable for use in diverse and challenging environments, from high-altitude regions to desert terrains. This ensures the tank can perform efficiently under various harsh conditions. Now, let's understand why India has decided to invest in light tanks, even though it already has heavy tanks. What are the advantages of light tanks like the Zorawar? Let's take a look. 1. Better power-to-weight ratio. Because the Zorawar is a lighter tank, its power-to-weight ratio is much higher compared to heavy tanks. For example, the power-to-weight ratio of the Arjun tank is 24 horsepower per ton, and the T90 has 21 horsepower per ton. On the other hand, the Zorawar's power-to-weight ratio is 30 horsepower per ton. This allows it to easily maneuver in difficult, mountainous terrains like those in Ladakh. It can move quickly, carry out lightning-fast attacks, and retreat swiftly from enemy counterattacks. 2. Easier to transport. Currently, the Indian Army uses rail and road transport to move its tanks to distant locations, with specially designed trailers and rail wagons for this purpose. However, heavy tanks like the Arjun cannot be transported by rail due to their weight. Since the Zorawar is a light tank, it can be transported using the same rail wagons used for T-72 and T-90 tanks, without any modifications. This would make logistics much easier for the army. This also means the Zorawar tanks can be quickly deployed to border regions like Ladakh and Arunachal Pradesh, strengthening India's defense lines. Being a light tank also means it can be airlifted by the Indian Air Force. During the Galwan clash, 100 heavy T-90 and T-72 tanks were airlifted to Ladakh, but only one tank could be transported in each sortie. If the Zorawar had been available, 2 tanks could have been airlifted at once, doubling the speed of deployment. With the Zorawar, the Indian Air Force's C-17 Globemaster III aircraft could transport 2 tanks in one sortie, enabling a faster build-up of armoured forces in a short period. Additionally, the Zorawar's lightweight makes it possible to airdrop alongside paratroopers, similar to the Russian Sprut SD tanks. Even if airfields are damaged in war, this would allow the army to remain operational. 3. Cost-effective and more tanks. Because the Zorawar is a light tank, it can be purchased in larger numbers at a lower cost. The Indian Army aims to acquire between 359 and 700 light tanks, which will be deployed in the northeastern regions along the China border. The tensions between India and China are not just limited to border disputes, they have deeper political and strategic implications. Both countries have been vying for leadership in the Eastern Hemisphere, including Africa and Asia, for decades. The border conflicts in Ladakh in 1962, Nathula Chola in 1967, and Doklam and Tawang from 2017 onward were not just about territorial disputes but also about geopolitical influence. While the 1962 war was about Asia's leadership, today the contest is over global dominance. China, with its ambitions, aims to weaken India's position as a rising global military and economic power. By 2025, it is predicted, including by the CIA, that India and China might be headed towards a major war. In such a scenario, it is crucial for India to develop weapons that can help protect its national interests and give the army an advantage on the battlefield. The Zorawar tank is one such weapon. It will be a key asset for the Indian Army, capable of halting Chinese armoured advances in the northeastern border areas and conducting rapid strikes on enemy defences. The Zorawar will play a vital role in ensuring India's military readiness and defence against future threats from China.